Well, good evening and welcome to this edition of Card Show Live for Tuesday, November 18th. And Jeremy, as we say, man, there are no shortage of card shows around the country, not only this weekend, but next weekend, with Thanksgiving weekend coming up. So we have kind of our top five shows over the next couple weeks that we wanted to highlight in no particular order. We're going to start next week with our Black Friday show, and that's our show, greenieshows.com. The Broadview Heights show, and there's going to be 100 tables. We're trying something for the first time on Black Friday. So it'll be a full show. I mean, it's sold out of 100 tables, sports cards and Pokemon. And, the doors will open at 9 a.m. We'll have a VIP at 8 a.m. And what we love about this show is the community, and so many people come out when it's on a Saturday. So we thought we would try it on a Friday this year. And we'll just tell you the reason we're not doing it on Saturday, Jeremy, is there's always a game with the Ohio State University that plays that team up north on that Saturday. And I dare not do a show that day. So we're going to try Friday and we'll see what happens. We do charge admission to this show. And one thing that we are doing with this show in November, and we're also going to do it in December, is the admission money is going to go to the UH Rainbow and Babies Children's Hospital. And you and I had a chance to tour that facility a couple weeks ago with Adam and our friend Andrew at Hall of Framers. So it's pretty powerful when you go there and you see what they're doing at that hospital. So, it's the little things that we can do to help out. And that's, a little of what we can do is use that admission money. So that's the first show on our list. The second show is also Thanksgiving weekend. Moeller High School, which has been running this show for umpteen years. I wouldn't even know how many, but a ton of them. And you may have heard of Moeller High School because of a guy named Ken Griffey Jr., who played baseball there. Barry Larkin also went there. But this show's been running for years and years. It's always Thanksgiving weekend. They also do it in April, but this is their big one. So this one is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mike, who we set up with quite often at the National in Chicago this weekend, Vintage Cardboard Collectibles, he'll be set up there. So you can go to cincycardshows.com. You can check out all the information about that show. But Moeller High School is one of the more established shows in this side of the country, and it's been going on for years. So that's number two. The number three show on our list is the Sky Convention Center, Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Uncasville might be the pronunciation, might not be, but you can get the phonetic of it. Uncasville, Connecticut. But over 200 tables. It's the East Coast Collectibles Convention. That's our website as well. You can check that out there. They talk about having a trade night. They talk about having, there it says 300 vendor tables right on their website. So when I researched, it said 200. So they've updated that to 300. But, sounds like a big show, November 22nd through the 23rd. So that is this weekend. Go on their website, check it out. If you're anywhere near Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, that upper area, 300 tables. Why would you want to miss something like that? So
Mohegan Sun is pretty cool too, Greenie. You drive through the state of Connecticut, and for a while there's nothing, and you turn the corner, and all of a sudden, Mohegan Sun is there. And
I think it's a casino, right?
It is. It was. I think it was a lot more glorious and unique when there wasn't this proliferation of gambling across the entire country, and you could bet on games from your phone anywhere. But still a first class venue, and the convention center there is there's ample space and services, so that's a cool venue.
So those are three of the top shows, and as you know, we normally have a guest and we talk about that show, but this week, Jeremy, we have two guests for Card Show Live. So why don't you introduce the first guest that we're going to talk about?
Yeah, huge week for card shows, as you said. We're going to have a couple of guests. The first is Bradley Martindale. Brad is the driving force behind the Terre Haute Union Hall Card Show. It's a growing Midwest hub for collectors and hobbyists. He's known for curating one of Indiana's most accessible and enthusiast-friendly card events, and it's our pleasure to welcome Brad Martindale to Greenie Sports Cards Live.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
We're doing well. Did we get a little bit right about Terre Haute? Did we say it right?
It's Terre Haute. So when people come into the show or come into the shop and say Terry Hot or Terra Hoot, I know they're from out of town. So
Terre Haute.
I didn't think I would hear I didn't think I would hear two things today, Greeny. I didn't think I had heard. I would hear that you had been to Terre Haute, and then
Yeah.
I didn't think I would hear the city Jasper, Indiana. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've actually been there several times. Never for cards though, just
Yeah,
driving through. But it's a great place to stop and stretch your legs and check out
it's
the
a great.
history that's there.
Isn't
I
that a
may have
great
been
Larry Bird
conceived.
statue though? That guy did a great job.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. I may have been conceived in Jasper, Indiana, but that might be too much information.
Today you learn. Yeah. So anyway, so tell us about the show. It's you told me that it's been going on about 7 years now.
We started the tarot show about 8 years ago, and I just saw a void where we live, and just kind of I'd never promoted shows before, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this. And so it started. I think we did the first show in the winter of 18, and so we were doing 2 shows a year, and now we're doing a quarterly show. And it's at a great venue. It's in an operators union hall right off of Highway 41 here in Terre Haute. And it's just been a great show for us. I'm sure you feel this way, Greeny, but show week is just an exciting week for us, and a lot of prep work going into making the show successful, and we look forward to it. So this is our last one of the year. We actually do a 3-day show, which is a little aggressive. We do 10 to 6 on Friday and Saturday, and then 10 to 4 on Sunday. So it's been a good show for us. We've had a lot of excitement that's been built on this show throughout the years, and looking forward to this weekend. So appreciate you having us on to talk a little bit about it.
Brad, we're here based in Cleveland. We do a number of shows throughout Ohio. We're going to talk to Kevin with the Chicago Sports Spectacular based in Illinois. You're in the middle there in Indiana. What are collectors looking for in that space? What teams are they following? Who are they chasing these days?
Well, a lot of, around here, it's a lot of Caitlin Clark. She has just been, she's nationwide, but right here in we're only an hour from Indianapolis. So we sell a lot of Caitlin Clark stuff. Vintage is super hot. Pokemon, I think I've got 4 dealers this weekend that are strictly Pokemon. And of course, these football quarterbacks, Drake May, Bo Nix, these guys are, their stuff's on fire right now. So it should be an interesting weekend to see what everybody's after.
We mentioned, obviously we brought up Larry Bird. There's got to be a little bit of nostalgia there. There's got to be some collectors that collect everything Larry Bird. Have you seen anything from his collegiate playing days come through that show?
So about 3 years ago, we bought a collection from a student that was at Indiana State in 1979, and that had tickets to the semifinal and final games. But I think the most unique piece that was in this tote, and I think people, young kids don't know, back in the 1970s, you didn't have a phone to just type in that you want to go to Utah. And he had his Rand McNally map actually highlighted from Terre Haute all the way out to Salt Lake City. And so we still have that. I think we're going to try and get that framed because it's just really interesting. I've actually met Larry Bird's former barber, and he actually has some really cool stuff that he's not letting go of yet. But there's a lot of Larry Bird memorabilia floating around Terre Haute. He used to have a restaurant here called the Boston Connection. I don't know if you remember that, Greeny. I don't know. It closed in the 90s, but it was really cool. It's now a hotel here in Terre Haute. Yeah. So
very good.
And there is a Larry Bird Convention Center. I don't know if have you heard about the Larry Bird Museum?
No, I have not.
Yeah, they opened the Larry Bird Museum in the spring of 24, and it's free to the public. So if you come to our show, you can hit the Larry Bird Museum when you're in town.
Fantastic. Well, listen, the show sounds terrific. It's been going on for a long time. Before we let you go, let us know how many vendors, how many tables are there. Is there admission? Do people need to know anything about that? And where can they find it online?
So we always post our shows to Beckett and SCD. There's about 25 vendors this weekend, over 75 tables. It's always free admission. Wide range of products. I think a lot of people like our show because it's kind of got that old school feel to it, because I mean, there's obviously slabs there and larger cards, but there's a lot of digging boxes, junk wax era wax, things of that nature, dime boxes. It's just a really fun weekend. So I just see you posted the flyer on the page here. So we're on our shop, Hoosier Sports Cards, is on Twitter and Facebook. You can get all the updates there. And if you're out in the Midwest, as you said earlier, Green, there's a lot of shows this weekend. We support all those shows. We'll actually have people that will come to our show on Friday, and then maybe we'll hit Chicago on Saturday and Sunday, or vice versa. They're hitting Chicago Friday, and then they come to our show over the weekend. So lots of great.
All right, Brad, we appreciate you joining us this evening, and best of luck
You guys can hear
to
me.
you and your team on the show, and we'll keep in touch.
Fantastic. Thanks, Brad. We hope to catch up again sometime.
Thanks, gentlemen. Have a good show.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, Greeny, we will continue to test the internet around the United States here as we move towards Chicago in the Midwest. We are going to welcome in Kevin Schwartz, a promoter of the Chicago Sports Spectacular, one of the premier sports memorabilia and autograph shows in the country. As I mentioned earlier, it's held at the same venue as the National, the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. Just a fantastic venue and area for sports collecting right in the hub of the Midwest. So it is our pleasure to welcome in Kevin Schwartz.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Looking forward to another great weekend, the Chicago Sports Spectacular. So we're happy to have you on, and we talk a little bit about what people can see this weekend.
Yeah, glad to be here. Our show is, like you said, one of the premier shows in the country. It's this Friday through Sunday at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. For those of you that might know that venue, it is where they hold the National. We're going to have about 70 plus autograph signers from pop culture stars like Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez to, local celebrities and baseball stars like Anthony Rizzo, Brian Urlacher, and many others. So, we're going to have a lot of great autograph guests here. We also have wonderful VIP packages that are still available. We're going to have over 400 vendor tables at our show. And our vendors have everything from game use stuff to memorabilia to vintage cards to Pokemon. We have Beckett, JSA, and PSA all in the door accepting submissions, as well as CGC. We have great auction houses out there, Pristine and Golden, as well as Memory Lane. Other places are out there. So we try to get a little bit for everyone to collect.
So
looking at some of these autograph guests here, certainly the Wild Thing, Ricky Vaughn card jumped out at us. Who are some of the guests you're really looking forward to that you may not have had a chance to cross paths with previously? I'm
excited about Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen both being there. They've never appeared together before, so that was a big one for us. And then I'm a Chicago kid, so having the World Series champion Cubs out there is always a thrill. We also got 15 members of the '85 Bears team coming, so if you're a Chicago fan, you're gonna love that. But I really like what we've been doing with the pop culture stuff. Yeah, sports, but we got lot of pop culture happening this time. Got like Tara Reid out there, and Christy Martin, who's a former boxer whose movie just came out starring Cindy Sweeney. Lexi Hall will be out there. So, I'm just always excited to see all the different celebrities from the different world of sports that we bring together for the show.
I've been coming to this show, since probably the early 2000s when George Johnson was running it, and it was the Chicago Sun-Times, and the show it's passed through a couple people, but it's one thing it's been constant. It's been in March and November for as long as I can remember, and probably way before I can even remember. What can you tell us really about the show and about its history and why it's still one of the premier shows in the country?
Look, I know people think it's location, but I think the vendors in this area, the fans in this area, they love collecting, and they really like the atmosphere. And the show's always done a really good job of bringing top talent. Whether we're talking vendor talent, we always bring the best vendors that we can get out there. We got the top companies out there, and then also obviously the athletes. We always try and have a really big lineup. So whether you're there for the show part and like to collect cards, or there for autographs and to meet the athletes, we have a little bit of everything for somebody. So I think that's one thing that we do maybe a little different than some places is we try to make it that you could enjoy the part of the show that you enjoy the most.
Kevin, is this it is the Chicago Sports Spectacular. Does it really lean Chicago and Chicago fandom, or is it expanded well beyond that at this point?
Yeah, it's not just Chicago based anymore. We have dealers coming from all across the country. We have athletes from all different cities that they played in. One of our big football guests is Andre Johnson, who played in Texas, obviously. We have baseball guests like Jack Clark and Reggie Jackson, and so yeah, it's not just Chicago based. I know we have customers coming from all across the country as well, and that's a tribute to what we've done with the show. That we've just made it really great and family friendly and a great atmosphere for everyone. We're proud of the industry, and we love that people love to come out and collect and are able to find what they're looking for out there.
Yeah, there is no shortage of anything at this show, from the newest cards to vintage. I myself kind of look at it as an old school vintage show because there still are rows and rows of tables. There's guys that have been doing this show for 20 years, and there's people that this will be their first time ever setting up. But I love that it's the center of the country. It's easy to get to. One of the reasons we keep coming back year after year. When you kind of look at this, you mentioned there's still VIP packages available. What does that entail? What can somebody get to be a VIP at this show?
Oh, so we have two different VIP packages. One that's kind of for the people that are looking for a bunch of autographs and stuff like that, where it's our platinum package. One, VIPs get early admission all 3 days, including our sneak peek that starts 2.5 hours earlier than general admission on Fridays. They also get multiple autographs from our autograph pavilion. We have special guests coming in just for VIP. They get a goodie bag with a goodie swag bag. They're entered into raffles. There's some Chicago sports collectibles, show collectibles in there that they get. So you get a bunch of little different things, and then we also have a gold 3-day package, which is $99. You get, once again, early admission Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Access to our VIP lounge, which is great on a show floor because it gives you a place to sit and relax. And I know we have customers end up in there doing trades and deals and stuff like that. You also get some Chicago Sports Spectacular goodies, trading cards, chance to enter our raffles. and and other incentives that are in the bag and coupons and stuff like that. So the VIP packages have always been really good because you get first in line for admission, and for those that have a bunch of autograph tickets, the platinum one is a way because they do get first in line wristband for the autograph pavilion.
Kevin, before we let you go, can you give everybody a perspective, maybe a first-time visitor, what they can expect, maybe some advice for coming to the show for the first time, and then let everybody know where they can find you for more information, both on the internet and socials?
Yeah, so if you've never been to our show, you're going to walk in, you're going to see rows and rows of vendor tables, like they said. We do have over 400 vendor tables. Show floor is fully sold out of, so you're going to see every big company that you could think of in this industry, from Fanatics to PSA, JSA, Beckett, Pristine Auction, Golden, you name it, they're going to be on that floor. And then any kind of merchandise that you're looking for, whether it's autographed memorabilia, trading cards, Pokemon, art, games, cases. We have vendors that. And then also you're going to see a star-studded autograph lineup with over 70 guests. Our show, once again, is this weekend, November 21st through 23rd at the Down East Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois. You can find all of our info on our website at chicagosportspectacular.com or on our Facebook page at chicagosportspectacular.com.
Kevin, man, we appreciate it. We look forward to this weekend. I know that I'll be there, be hanging out. So I look forward. Maybe I can catch up with you for a couple minutes, but we appreciate the time and all the information about the show, and we'll catch you soon.
Sounds good. Look forward to seeing everyone at the show.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.